Alright, so I got some new arrows. If I can find which ones I want to show off. I don't want that one. 1 second. There we go. There's one I fletched pretty. Trying some new arrows since I've been doing some competitions. These are my hunting 6mm, and these are the fat diameter competition arrows. I got that kind, which are gold tip, and these, which are verdict, a little bit bigger. And we are shooting a 70-yard group with them to see how they group, and then after we shoot that group, we'll move on to about probably 40, 50, probably 50-yard group. But we're gonna shoot 6 shots. Veto the hunting arrow because I don't know where it will hit with this being sighted in for the competition arrows. Find my 70-yard spot, shoot the 6, then we'll go and shoot 6 at 50. They're probably 40 in all realistic. Since most of the contests I'm doing are 40 and in, we'll do a 40-yard group. Need to take those off. The camera always makes me nervous. I always do bad. So far, grouping seems fairly decent though. Now it's to the verdict arrows, I think that's what it says. These are 4-fletch too though. Pulled that shot. That was operator error on at least arrow number 1. I got them all marked down in rows, so we can tell which arrows are grouping better. The last one here. Alrighty, we'll shoot our hunting arrow, and they're in the mist. I'm gonna set my sight to 80. See if we hit it. That should be about right for this arrow, I would think. Alright, let's go check out that target and then we'll back up to 40 yards. Alright, so our first 3, there's one there and there. That's the gold tip. Those are all, I can put my hand on all of them. They're in the bag, so it's kind of hard to actually show the true distance of the grouping. There's number 1 that I said I pulled. There's the other 2. Those shots felt good. And there's the hunting arrow right in the middle of it all. I will say I have been experiencing a lot better. Alright, had to get my stand fixed. The whole stand broke. What I was in the midst of saying before I had to probably cut some pieces from the camera falling and me trying to fix it is I've been getting a lot better groups out of these competition arrows than I actually have out of my hunting arrows, which the hunting arrows are tuned and shooting really good with broadheads. So like I've shot out to 110 with broadheads, and for broadheads hitting good, but as far as grouping, it'll probably shine more here at 40 yards because that's where I tend to shine. I've been grouping a lot better with them, but I'm gonna shut up and quit talking and go do some shooting. All right, so we are right at 40 yards now. Make sure to dial because that's on 90 for that sight tape. All right, so we got it set to 40. Shoot the gold tip first at the tennis ball, and the others second. Hopefully that camera stand don't break again. That is way right after I was just bragging on how great I do at these. This camera gets to me though. There we go. We had to shake off that first shot, which I've yet to go through and label which arrows hit better than others. Oh yeah, that's what we're wanting to see. Now we're switching brands because we shot those three. I'm gonna shoot these ones. All right, the last competition arrow, and then we'll throw this hunting arrow just in there for fun. Alrighty, we're gonna drop this sucker down to 45. See what happens. Alrighty, let's go check that target out. See how we hit for a 40-yard group. I think this is, I don't know what arrow of the day. I've shot 2 groups before I started filming just to make sure that everything was hitting where I wanted it. I have been hog hunting in the day or in the evenings and practicing in the day, switching arrows. So I have resighted my bow the past 2 days in a row. So I'm just constantly moving stuff, but we're about to look at our groupings, which don't look bad. Not as good as it could be, but we're getting there. That is when we went to 40. So there's the 3. Let me get this less cluttered for you. So there's 1, 2, this is the hunting arrow, it's right under 3. And there's the ones that I like, is those 2 are right there, and then there's the shot that I said I pulled. What has been so hard for me shooting on camera, and I know lately I have not been posting nearly as much as I should, is the camera makes me rush. And I was starting to have a lot of problems with target panic because I'd got so used to rushing, trying to make these videos fast, not take too long, because I know people don't really want to watch long videos. I get bored too. But we're having to slow things down a little. Production might not be as quick and clickbaity, but we're going to start focusing on hammering spots, trying to get it as good as we can. Looks a little stormy in my camera, but hopefully get as good groups as we can and start doing better. But hope you enjoyed.